Zurich Chess Challenge 2014. It's currently being played in Zurich, Switzerland. This is the highest average rated tournament in the history of chess. Average rating 2801, a category 23. Incredible. The lineup: Carl Nakamura, my buddy from the United States. Magnus Carlsen from Norway, new world champion. Vishy Anand, former world champion from India. Fabiano Caruana, representing the Italian Federation. Levin Aronian, number 2 in the world, representing Armenia. And Boris Gelfand from Israel, former world championship challenger. What a great lineup, what a great tournament. Don't miss any of these games. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again with another great chess video for you. Round 5 of the highest rated chess tournament in chess history, the Zurich Chess Challenge 2014. Like I said, this is round 5 between Fabiano Caruana as white, representing the Italian Federation, and Levin Aronian, number 2 rated player in the world from Armenia, as black. Let's get to it. It's a long game. It's going to be a relope, martial attack. Let's go through the first opening moves quickly because it's all pretty much the same stuff. B3, hassle, C3, D5. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, rook takes. Now, technically, black's down a pawn, but of course, Aronian has been playing the marshal for years. Rook comes back, bishop f5, queen f3, guards the pawn and gets the queen out. Queen h4, right off the shoot. Levin's got his queen out, ready to cause some trouble. Computer has suggested maybe rook to e8, then after rook takes, queen takes. Interesting though. That kind of takes the queen out of the action. But white's got a problem. Back rank. After queen to h4, g3 hitting the queen. Queen goes to h3. Bishop. He takes the pawn. Somebody has suggested or thought of maybe knight takes, rook takes, bishop d7, knight d2. And white sets pretty well right there, to tell you the truth. Knight to d2. Queen f5, offering the trade of queens. Caruana decides to move the bishop. Rook d8, a4, h6, king to g2. I'm going a little quicker than normal because this is not a really long game, but it's a 60-odd move game, so I want to get through it. King to f8, rook to e8, rook takes rook, rook takes, a takes, a takes. Finally trades the queens, bishop takes. Material's dead even. Pretty symmetrical pawn structure. And it shows a tiny advantage for white. Maybe a third of a pawn. Got my Fritz 13 computer on off screen. Bishop takes, C takes. Interesting position. We got the classic bishop pair. But I'll tell you the truth. I think that knight and bishop are a little bit stronger. Those bishops don't have much scope. There's nowhere to go. You can't go here, 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 here. There's really nowhere for the bishop to go. So we'll see how this works out for the bishop pair. Rook to a6. Bishop back. It's awkward. Those bishops, they really have nowhere to go. Whereas white's dart squared bishop is the king of the board right here. Knight to f1, he's going to bring the knight back around. b4, try to disrupt white's pawns. Knight to e3 continues. Aronian moves the bishop to d3, at least control some squares. Rook to a5. pawn takes, bishop d8. I mean, it's weird. Where's that? I mean, he might have to find a place for the light square bishop here, but where's he going to go? This is one of those weird circumstances where the bishop pair isn't that great. Rook to a8, f6. We see the reason for that, because if he did something else, we'll just say an odd move. Say he just goes bishop here. What you're going to get is, it's just going to be really awkward for him. f6. Sorry with that little flub up there, a little mess up on my screen here. f3. Bishop e7. Rook a7. Bishop d6. Rook to d7. You're going to see a lot of maneuvering now. I think what's going to happen now is everybody's following suit from, I'll say, Magnus Carlsen's, Bobby Fischer, and maybe to a certain extent a Karo Nakamura's plan to play everything out to the end. And that seems to be the way everybody's going now. None of these symmetrical positions in a draw and move 30-40. We're going to play it out. And this is what happens. Caruana decides to play it out. If he decided to take the, instead is check, king g1, rook d1, check, king g2, check, check, and so on, and black draws. Bishop a3. Rook takes d5. Same thing again if the knight took d5. Instead, you get the check, 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 check. King to g8. Getting him out of the line of fire, I think. You know, I still think she should be closer to the center of the board. Must have been a few variations with the knight and the bishop that Aronian didn't like. h4. Bishop c1. He's trying to get those bishops to be of some use. Knight moves. Bishop hits the rook. Rook moves. Bishop back. Knight to f2. Rook a8. You're going to see a lot of maneuvering now for a while. As slowly, Caruana slowly tightens the screws. It takes a while though, but he gets it. You'll see king to g3, rook a6, rook c7, bishop, knight, bishop checks, bishop blocks, bishop takes, king takes, rook a2. It's about a point and a half advantage currently. You got to remember, white's still up a pawn. He's got this dangerous passed pawn here. Let's see how we can get him down the board, if at all. King moves, rook c2, going right after the pawn, and up comes the king. As we all know, a king's a great attacking piece in the endgame. Rook to a2. I've seen books that show the value of the king at 4 points above a bishop or a knight. h5, cutting off. This pawn moving at all. Rook, knight. Bishop moves. Can't give up that bishop. And now we're on move 49. Black's in a tough spot here. Computer suggestions are king to h7 and king to f7. King to f7 is the worst of the two. King to h7 is the suggested move by the computer. He goes, makes a terrible mistake. King f7. And now white is up by over 4 points. Game is basically over. c4. If bishop a8, if he had taken the pawn instead, knight to b7. And that's Doomsville. a8, rook checks, king to g8, knight d6, rook to a3, rook takes g7. It's curtains now for Aronian. King h8, he doesn't want to give up yet. King f5, excuse me, king f5. Bishop takes, gives him the pawn, but he wants the rook to attack the other two pawns. Bishop, he takes the h-rook check. He checks again. Now he takes the other pawn. He's doomed. Rook to f3 check. Knight to f4. Bishop takes. I'll just go through the last few moves here. They're fairly easy to figure out. g5, up two full pawns, both connected with his pieces right in support. c8, knight g5, rook to d8, knight to h7, and this is where 11 Aronian, number 2 in the world, resigns. Great game by Caruana. Aronian's a great player. He's been playing very, very consistently and very well. He played incredibly well in Vikings A about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great tournament here. My buddy Carl Nakamura, he stumbled a little bit against Carlson, but I still think Naka has got what it takes. I almost said Gata by accident. And I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. I want to thank all my new subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Take care, folks.